This week's episode is sponsored by Helio Gas Detection. Hey everyone, this is Letty from the Smashed and Skull Sessions. I'm joined by Chris and Daragh from INHUMAN Nature. Guys, how you doing?
It's me and Daragh just looking at each other, deciding who to go first. I'm very well, thank you.
I'm just being polite.
Sorry, you can go first sometimes. It's fine.
I'm very well. Thank you for having us.
That's good. We're finally witnessing, I don't know if it's sunny in the UK. It's nice and sunny in Ireland, finally.
It was like almost like summer yesterday, and now it's back to just being bleak again. So I had to walk to work today, and it was super nice yesterday. And now it's back to being bleak. You were outside today, Daragh, right? You were working?
Yeah. I'm outside most days for my job. Last week was fucking glorious, and now it's back to like overcast, drizzle, misery, false spring.
That's how we like
I say this is our last nice day because tomorrow is back to 2 degrees. So, whee! Lovely stuff. So, to our listeners who maybe haven't heard of you guys before, could you introduce yourself and your role in the band?
I'm Chris. I'm the singer, shouter, however you want to describe that. But yeah, been in the band the longest, like coming up for 7 years now.
I'm Daragh, and I'm the band's resident pain in the ass. Usually getting lost, getting drunk, things like that. But bass, really. How long have I been in the band now? 2 years?
It's over 2 years, I think. Yeah.
Over 2 years. Yeah.
Excellent. So, Chris, this might be a question for you. How did the band start?
It's honestly, it's a boring story, but I'll try and give you the best bits of it. So we're almost a little bit like Napalm Death at this point. There's no original members in this band. So I got asked to join it years ago by the original drummer, and the premise was basically, do you want to join a band that just rips off Iron Age? And I was like, of course I do. Like, that sounds great. So I came in on vocals. So it was just 3 of us originally. It's just a drummer, guitarist, and me. So if you listen to the demo, the first demo that we put out, it's, and then compare it to the new album when it comes out, it's it's worlds apart. But that's literally how it started. Was just me and the old drummer were massive Iron Age fans and wanted to just do I don't want to say it well. We did just rip them off, but just like an Iron Age worship band.
You wanted to be the Bronze Age.
That's it. That's literally it. Yeah, there's nothing too crazy. I was in like a post-hardcore band at the time, and I hadn't really done a metal band in quite some years, probably like almost a good 5 years or something. So, and I'd always kind of wanted to get back into doing that and doing vocals for that sort of thing. And I'm a big Iron Age fan, and we wanted to do something similar. So and that was literally it. Now here we are.
And Daragh, how did you come and join the party?
I was playing in another band called Dungeon, and we did like a show together, supporting Antichrist, and it was INHUMAN Nature, Dungeon, Antichrist, and a little while after that, they brought us on tour for like 10 days or something like that in Europe. And that was when, just like properly got to know the guys and like solidified a bond. And then a little while later, me and Chris were like working on some writing projects and stuff. And then the opportunity arose where they needed a bass player to hop in the van in like a week's time with no rehearsals, learn the whole set, and go to Europe for like another 10, 12 days or whatever. And fortunately, I was between jobs and had nothing better to do than cram the set in the space of a week and then go and join them. And they haven't been able to get rid of me since. So
you're like that. What's it? The unemployed friend meme. It's like, oh, I'm going to Europe, play some shows, learn the set list in a week.
Yeah, literally at that period of my life. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
So you guys have been announced to play the Siege of Limerick in April. How are you feeling?
Fucking can't wait.
Yeah, we were really excited about it because when we played last year, we played Limerick with Crowbar last year. Everyone said you should play Siege, so we're doing it. Basically, we just talked to John. You know, said we'd be interested, and he got in touch like really soon after and was like, yeah, let's get you on it as well. Yeah, they're really excited for it. The lineup's great. Sick that Vacuous is playing as well. They're friends of ours. So that's really nice. So their new album's killer. So it's really cool for us to kind of, I'm pretty sure we're playing next to each other. So that's really nice. But yeah, it was awesome last time we were there. First show of that tour that we did, and it was like probably, I don't say it's in the top 3 best ones. Yeah. I would say. I don't want to be like that's the best one, and it almost like you shit on the other ones. But it was very cool, and it's our first time in Ireland as well. So it was just like everyone was super nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, sometimes when you go somewhere, you just get that vibe. And Daragh, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's a feeling. It's hard to describe. It was just such a nice time.
It was an incredible welcome. You know, to Limerick, and as Chris says, like to our first ever Ireland show, and it couldn't have gone better. Like everyone was so lovely. We were like really well received. We got to like hang out with a bunch of people afterwards, and it set the tone for the whole tour. I mean, yeah, for me personally, it was like I think the London show, just because it's a hometown show, and that was crazy. That was the best date. But then after that, my favorite date was probably Limerick. It was just fantastic, and John was great, and just amazing venue, amazing people. And everyone bought us lots of drinks, got us drunk, and the Guinness was amazing.
Did you do, what was it, the 3 dates with Crowbar when they came over? It was probably Limerick, Dublin, Belfast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the whole tour. It was awesome. Yeah, it's great. I think that before that, me and Simon in a previous band played Ireland in 2008 and hadn't been back since. So yeah, it was super cool.
It had been a while then.
Yes, exactly.
And did you prefer Limerick or Belfast?
I mean, I would say show-wise, Limerick.
Or Dublin, sorry.
Limerick was the best show of the Ireland dates, I would say. But I liked them all for different reasons. But a lot of the reasons why I like shows is normally because of what happens after the shows. Like after we played Dublin, we ended up at was it like someone's 60th birthday party in like a local pub to where we were staying?
Yeah.
And it was amazing. Like they had a guy doing like one-man karaoke for the whole night, and he was busting out like Tom Jones, but then he'd do like Freed from Desire and like mad stuff like that. So that it's almost like things like that make shows cool for me. That's the stuff
we were definitely the youngest people in there, and we just kind of stumbled in by mistake. But actually my introduction to Limerick, in terms of Limerick versus Dublin, the first thing that happened as soon as we pulled up to the venue in Limerick, the venue left like empty beer kegs in the street to like get the van a parking space, like reserve it for us. And I hopped out to move the beer kegs, and my hand like gripped something slimy, and I looked down and there was like a used condom in the beer keg, and I'd like just planted right in there and grabbed it, and I ran to the van. I was like, hand sanitizer now. But yeah, so that like to me, I was like, oh fuck, this is a bad omen, this is going to be a disaster. But it was fantastic. And I think, to be honest, I think I preferred it to Dublin. Dublin was good afterwards, yeah, for sure, but show was, I think Limerick was the one for me.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely the wildest show. And to have always, when you have that as a first day of a tour in like a place you've never been, you're like, all right.
Yeah. I got so fucking drunk I couldn't help load out the van at the end of the Limerick show. Much to everyone's pleasure, but you know, people kept buying us drinks. We were having a good time. Great.
That's awesome. I'm sure, like, I've been talking to my friends and stuff. They're all excited to come see you guys play, kill it. Like, my first Siege last year.
Nice.
So I won't be able to make this one, but I'll hopefully make the October one.
Yeah, Tall John. That's who we know.
Tall John, yeah. Shout
Okay.
out Tall John if he's watching.
Yeah.
Shout out Tall John.
Your new album, Greater Than Death, is out the 25th of April. How was the recording process for it?
Go on, you can step into that. You did a lot more work than I did.
That's not true. You did all the organizational stuff, as well as the vocals. It was great. I mean, for me and Chris, it was very, very boozy. We found a lovely local pub midway between our accommodation and the studio, and just like every night, the guitar players were going back home, like metronome on. They're fucking running the stuff, getting it tight as hell. Simon, the drummer, he smashed his drums out in like a day and a half or something. So the rest of the time, it was just like me and Chris every night sinking like 4 or 5, 6 Guinnesses, trying to eat healthy, but then just getting too drunk and ordering Chinese. And it's kind of like what Chris says about gigs, where it's like the after the show is the stuff that's fun, interesting. And that was kind of like that was kind of how it was for a lot of the recording process, because we just had tons of hangs and pub time and became locals in this place. They welcomed us. But the recording itself was great. Like you can, Chris, I won't chat too long, but you can go like Atco, who we recorded with, was amazing, and really went above and beyond to incorporate what we wanted to do, but also work in his own. You know, he had an instinct to be like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. And he was very involved and hands on. It absolutely made the record. You know, his input.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think he's really up for. You know, kind of like you say, you're like, oh, I've got this weird idea, and he'll make it happen. Like, I don't know if you've heard the record, Lave. I send it over to you if you haven't heard it, or not, get it sent over to you. But like, even like the intro is like, I never want to really give away what it is, but the first thing that you hear on the record is me dragging something, and I think it sounds like it's stupid, but it sounds so good. And I was like, oh, Atka, can we do this? And he's like, well, I guess so. But then made it sound really good, and it's like. Just things like that, and experimenting a lot. And there's like, you know, there's like, I didn't really expect there to be prayer bells on the record at any point when we were writing this, or things like that. But they're in there. Or theremin, yeah. I talked about this the other day, but yeah, just the week that we arrived, James was like, yeah, I just got a theremin, and I was like, well, let's get it out. Let's try it. Let's try it. See what it sounds like. I wasn't really expecting to have that on the record. But I think that was like a really nice thing for me with this one, because the first album is just really very straight up. We recorded that in five days when we, and obviously it's years ago now, but yeah, with this one we had 10 days, had a lot more time. So we had lots more time to try out stuff like that, and I add it in there and make it work. I don't think there's anything on there that's kind of just like sort of stuck in there for no reason. You know what I mean? I think it all works well with the record, but it's definitely come out. There's a lot more sort of even things that's probably surprised us that are on there that we, because a lot of it we don't plan. We're not a band that plans for things whatsoever. We just kind of roll into stuff and hope for the best. But so I think everyone's quite happy with all the stuff that we've got on there and how it's turned out. So yeah, really nice. But yeah, it just didn't help me and Daragh. It's like, because you were done on day 2, and then I was starting on like day 7. So it's just like me and just the guitarists were busy for 5 days, and me and you just had to occupy ourselves. I think we watched Conan, we watched a Rush video collection.
We watched so many videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was like that was a really good. That was a touch. Because it was Chris's idea. He pushed. He was like, let's go and let's stay for 10 days. And, you know, the implications of that, I was like, can I take that much time off work? Do I want to be away from my wife and cats for that long? But in the end, it was the best decision, and it worked out really well. And I think it really helped to go and live the album for those like 10 days and live the whole process. And, you know, we were there till the bitter end. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, you can really get invested that way when you're on site and actually living and breathing the album and the process of it. So
yeah,
I've heard the 2 singles.
Oh, sorry.
I've heard the 2 singles. They absolutely rip. Cannot wait to hear the full album.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy with how they've gone down. You know, I feel like we worked hard on all the songs, but I feel like Possessed to Die kind of really encapsulates all, like, everyone's input to the band. Like, we all, like, I've said this a few times already before, like, we all kind of agree on the same stuff. Like, we all like Metallica and Slayer and Testament. Some of us agree on Megadeth, you know, but it's definitely those other main 3 we're kind of all into. But then, you know, I come out, you know, I was sang in a hardcore band before. Dara's coming out from more of like a like a crustier punk angle as well. The other lads are very sort of more into technical stuff. So I feel like that song kind of has a bit of everything in there. So I was super happy with that. But yeah, no, very, very excited. Yeah, new single.
Sorry, my cat is screaming in case anyone's wondering what that noise is.
No, I can't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, new single next week. So yeah, excited. Third and final single next week. So excited to see how that goes down.
Exciting stuff. And you can both give an answer for this question. Do you have a favorite memory from recording the album?
Favorite? I don't know. Do you have a favorite memory? I feel like all of our answers shouldn't be based around that nice pub that we went to every night, but that was.
No. You know what was great? That Sunday where you and me we went to the Toby Carvery. That was great.
Yeah, that was a good time.
How would you rate it? How would you rate your experience at Toby Carvery?
That was a 10 out of 10. Toby Carvery, because we went to one because it's like the two guitarists in our bands, fair play to them, all they want to do is sit to a metronome and shred, and we're like, do you guys want to eat? Like, what's going on? And they're like, no, we're shredding. I'm like, all right. Me and Daragh we drove off in to one Toby Carvery that was fully booked. It was like it was like the scene in like American Psycho where he's trying to get like a table at Dossier or whatever it's called. They were just like, they were like, no way. We had to go out there and we went and found found the 10 out of 10 one, which was awesome. That was good. What else did we discover? That Canadian fast. Sorry, it's just going to revolve around going to the pub and food, I think.
I mean, for me, like I got to do a lot of stuff I've never done before. Like we used Atco had like this incredible old, it was like a sea shanty organ or something where like you'd play a note on the keys, but you'd have to like keep pushing these pedals on the floor, almost like you were riding a bike for the sound to keep going. Like we've managed to work that in somehow. Got to play a little bit of synth, do some backing vocals. So like that was all really sick for me. I really enjoyed that. And just, I guess, like the feeling after doing my bass tracks was really good because this album, at least for me, is definitely a step up technically. And I wanted to kind of go toe for toe with the guitar players as much as, within reason as you can with a bass, while still keeping it very like driving and punk and nasty. And so like, yeah, that like smashing out the last track, I think I'd had like 8 cans of Guinness. I was pretty tipsy. And just like knowing that it was all done, and then all I had to do for the rest of the week was just fart around on the keyboard or do some feedback tracks. Like end of that final song, recording that was good. That's a good memory.
Guinness is gonna have to get you as a spokesperson, like promoting it.
We're actually more inclined towards Beamish, but the availability of it
here.
Spotty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Guinness is gonna be the premier choice over Beamish then.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if I'm non-food or Guinness wise, I think my favorite is probably doing the intro was a good time because we didn't know what we were going to do. We just knew we were going to have an intro and it was going to have a spoken word monologue on it, but we didn't know what it was at all. And we were just like, okay, it's intro day, and then we just all just threw our ideas in and made it happen. But I think the intro into the first song on the record is like my favorite thing about the whole. I love the whole album, but that's like it just really does it for me. And it's I was super happy with that as well. That whole day was really, really cool because I actually got to like do something other than just like yell. So I got to sort of have like some more creative input and actually feel like some sort of musician, which I never feel like. So
what's also cool about that intro is that like it really did come out of like nothing. There was like a kernel of an idea. Chris had some ideas, but it really just like Chris said, we just roll up. There wasn't much planning behind it. There wasn't much thought, but it really took off, and it's become like such a cool atmospheric track and such a great opener for the album. And yeah, it really came out of nowhere. And that was another instance of like Atco really just being like, fuck, we can do this, we can add that, I can put that on the bass or this here, and it could have just been another boring intro, but it's not, it's because of him, really.
Yeah.
Awesome. This album is sounding more and more awesome the more you say about it. Like pheromones, weird synthesizers, like even for the soundscapes alone, sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for people to hear. I think people will get they'll get what they'd want from a record from us. The people that do want it. But I think there'll be some surprises in there, which I think is nice. You know what I mean? We didn't just do like a sort of meat and potatoes thrash record, which is nothing wrong with that, but it's not. It weren't for us this time. You know what I mean? We wanted to.
I think this is like one of the best records I've been on. There's so much personality and character beyond just sick fucking playing. There's a lot of our different identities and personalities on the album, so it's cool.
Excellent. I cannot wait. And speaking of the album, the artwork for the two singles, Servants of Annihilation and Possessed to Die, and of course the album artwork, is really, really cool. How did you come up with the artwork, or who did you work with to accomplish it?
So is me agonizing for 3 or 4 years over what to do is kind of how we got to this point, because I've had so many different ideas of what I wanted to do. So we worked with Andrei Buzikov, who did our first album cover and our demo cover as well. And you probably, if you listen to Thrash in the last, 10 to 20 years, you probably would have seen his artwork ever. He did Municipal Waste, and he's done multitude of different bands. His Cannabis Corpse covers are pretty good. I rate those. But I'd worked with him before in a previous band. So we did the first album, and I think because we're very different lineup to then. I think from the first album, it's actually only 3 of us from that record that are in the band now. So I sort of thought, well, it's going to be not totally different, but I was like, well, maybe we should just go totally different artwork vibe. You know what I mean? And thought about different artists. I mean, I had God knows how many conversations with Daragh about different artists and stuff like that, and just punished everyone with it. And in the end, I was like, being stupid, just get Andre to do it, because he's the master. He'll get it. He'll get what I want, and it can be the continuation from the first album, because it's kind of got this reoccurring character. Even though they look kind of different, it's meant to be the same one. And I threw a bunch of ideas in there. I said I kind of wanted Escape from New York sort of vibes from it. He just nailed it, and that's kind of it, really. Just threw a bunch of ideas in. I thought it'd be kind of funny to have sort of a drawing of us playing in the background and stuff. It's on the back cover, so you wouldn't have seen that yet and stuff like that. But I just wanted a bit more sort of chaos to it as well.
It's he didn't hear any of the tracks, and yet what he came up with, I think, really reflects a lot of the intensity of the album, and like Chris says, the chaos, because there's a lot of frantic fucking riffs throughout the album, and all sorts going on. And then when you look at that artwork, it does reflect that. Somehow he kind of got that. Which
is crazy how he did that, because we got the artwork done quite a while before we recorded. Because sometimes I think I don't know if you've ever done this in other bands, Daragh, but I feel like sometimes it's quite nice to work towards an image, because we were still writing the record. We had the artwork done. I think we still had 3 songs to go before we even got to recording. So I think that was quite nice that everyone had it in their minds, because the album title we've had for years now, just praying that no one got there before we did, pretty much. So, but that's kind of it, really. Just it just made sense to go with Andre, and Andre's going to come to Siege as well, so it'll be the first time we've met. So hopefully I'm going to get the actual painting off him, which would be awesome. He's going to set up some sort of payment plan for me, I think, so I can afford to get it from him. But he's going to come to the shows. Last time I spoke to him, he lived in Berlin, but then now he's living in Cork. Or maybe I shouldn't give this information away. It's sensitive information. But he lives in Ireland anyway.
He lives in County Cork. Cork's a big place.
Yeah, was exact location. But yeah, very excited to meet him, and that'd be really cool. Cause sort of known him for 10+ years, but never managed to meet the guy. So yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
Awesome. Sounds great. I cannot wait to see that image of on the back of it, you guys playing. I'm sure he's captured your amazing good looks.
Thank you.
I think he's generously left us his silhouettes. So
Fair enough. You can both give an answer for this question. If you could collaborate with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be?
Jesus.
You take this one. You've probably got a whole.
I'm gonna need a minute to think.
Stupid.
Jesus.
Dead or just what? As in Inhuman Nature, collaborating with someone.
Doesn't even have to be for Inhuman Nature.
Or, I don't know.
Fuck, that's so tough.
We could maybe bring LG back from Entombed. Bring him back.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's
and
a good one.
do a collab with Entombed. That'd be cool.
And surely you'd want to collab with like Towns Van Zandt.
Yeah, but we're like, what would we would just get drunk. That would be I mean, that would be awesome. We would just hang out.
That's a great collab.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm a big Towns Van Zandt fan. That could be cool. I don't know, that's a really tough one.
That's so hard. It's a good question. It's so hard. It's the kind of one when you're like drunk and listening to music and you're like, yeah, fuck, imagine working with these guys, and you like you know it so definitively, but then if you're put on the spot and asked, like you have no answer for it. I mean,
yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I think that, you know, for two dead people, we could work with them. Could we bring them? We could bring it together like a ultimate country crust. Is that a genre that exists?
I guess
Don't
like
think so.
Folk punk is like kind of country crust, I guess. If you
know what, it's disgusting. I don't want anything.
I mean, like I would have loved to have been an honorary member of Poison Idea. That would have been great.
Yeah,
to get like super obese and like a heroin habit at the same time, and occasionally play shows with them.
I'm trying to think. Fuck, I don't know. Yeah, my mind is gone. Towns Van Zandt, I'll take him. I feel like he's the least sketchy of all the outlaw country guys. So
Are you going with him as well, Daragh?
No, I see. If Simon, our drummer, was here, he'd say like Slayer. Like this would be so easy for him. He'd say Slayer. Mac and Ben would probably have like immediate answers as well. Fuck, we come so in.
I feel like Ben would. What's the guy he likes? Alan Holdsworth.
Yeah.
Shredding together. Yeah. I mean, I'll take Towns. It probably wouldn't amount to just be hanging. That's right.
Just be chilling.
Or it would just end up being like, what's that Metallica album? That was the Lulu album. It just ended up being some awful. But that could be cool as well. You know what I mean?
It could become a meme. So.
Yeah. And there's some dead crusty that you want to play with, surely.
I'm sure. I mean, for a minute I was going to say like Ray Mayorga, but then I'm in a band, I'm in another band where the drummer pretty much is my own Ray Mayorga, so I don't need to work with him.
I would like to do a collab with someone one day. Like, I don't know who, but I would be up for it. So maybe someone cool will listen to this and be like, all right.
Yeah.
But I like collab records. I quite like collab splits.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think that could be cool. I would be up for it. Now we've done a weird album, we can start getting weirder. So I think that would be.
Yeah. I'd love to do like, you know how like Siege had like saxophone at the end of that Drop Dead record. Yeah. Weird stuff like that, like Stooges, Funhouse, like acid jazz with fucking
just
hardcore or something.
I was listening to something the other day, which I cannot remember, which is not helpful for this story, but it was like a fast metal record with trumpets, and not like ska, but like it was just in there. And I was like, oh, mate, we're thinking about an album pretty soon, so that could be cool.
Please not Scar. Oh no, I got it. Wolf Brigade. I'd love to become an honorary member of Wolf Brigade when they're like 60 and they need like some young dipshit to come in and give them like a little bit of a kick up the ass. I'm your guy. I'll move to
And that's
Sweden
what we did with you, because we're all nearly 40, so we had to get some young to get you in, because you look youthful at least.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Do you have any favorite album releases of 2025 so far, or any that you're looking forward to? Again, you can both give an answer each.
Ooh. Yeah, but I'm terrible at remembering. I mean, I'll shout out the new Vacuous album is very, very good. So anyone who's come into Siege will really enjoy their set. Saw them play the other day. Really cool. So their new album is great. Daragh, what about you? What have you listened to or looking forward to?
I would say Languid from Canada. They've got a new LP that's coming out, and it sounds like the best stuff they've ever done, and it's like them at their most like anti-CMEX. They're like really nailing the Swedish D beat sound. That's one record I've heard a few tracks from, some preview tracks, and then it'll be out later this year, and that's one I'm really, really looking forward to.
I've since gone to trying to go to my Spotify to see what I've listened to.
I saw Propaganda released a new song today. I really have to check that out.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I've listened to that for a long time. I think they used to. I was straight edge when I listened to them, and I think they had a song talking shit on straight edge people, so I was probably like at the hump about it. But I thought they were cool, so I'll check that out. Let me tell you. Oh, another record I listened to recently is this band Devil's Gateway. It's like a Finnish. But you'd like them, Daragh, like Finnish, like crusty death metal band.
Oh.
That's all about like it's a lot about like animal rights and the environment and stuff like that. Really, really good, like super heavy. Yeah, like just crusty death crust, is that a thing? That's a genre. Sure, right?
Perfect.
Crusty death crust. Yeah. I think that's it. I think, yeah, from what I can remember. I mean, you know what? I shout out our friend Sidewinder. They just did a new record. They did a new EP this year. That's really, really cool. So I'd recommend people check that out. I know Nerve Agent do have new stuff coming as well. They just did a new single. They're like our buddies that are going to do our first few release shows. So yeah, I definitely recommend.
Really looking forward to Greater Than Death. Really think that's going to be a top 10 album.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to coming out. It feels weird, like it's coming out next month now. I'm like, it feels bizarre that, prior to, when was November? I don't know, less than 5 months ago, 4 months ago, whatever it was, didn't have anything, Well, we had some stuff, but it wasn't, it just feels mad that it's actually like, it's coming real soon. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, no,
it's really just over a month away, isn't it? It's going to be mad.
Yeah. It's bonkers. It was quite crazy quick turnaround because we booked recording first 10 days in November and then had everything wrapped up literally like Christmas Eve, like mastering artwork. I had to get the artwork re-photographed or scanned or whatever because it was like the wrong res and just dealing with shit like that. But yeah, and then now it's coming. Singles are doing quite well. I think people seem to really like them. It's really nice. So yeah, just super stoked to have it out. And
shout out Brad Boatwright from Audio Siege who did the mastering. That was like a fucking really sick moment for me because the bands he's been in, and especially from Ashes Rise, I absolutely love. So to have his involvement on the record is just cherry on top of the cake for me.
Awesome. And we're on to our last question. Do you have any advice for anyone wanting to start a band in 2025?
Become a lawyer. There's no money in this shit.
I mean, yeah, that's probably it's probably better advice. I mean, if you really want to start a band, I mean, I've been in bands for almost 20 years now. Probably over 20 years, really, like playing bands that go on tour and stuff like that for almost 20 years. But yeah, just do it. Just do it. You know, it's a lot of shit's expensive these days. But yeah, you know, I don't know. Send us a message if you want me to give you. I'll happily throw out my like old man, nearly 40-year-old advice at you, whether you like it or not. So if you're a fan, you want to ask you want some advice, I'll tell you. But yeah, just do it. Just, you know. But I think the important things are, you know, be part of a scene. So you're gonna hear this a lot, but like, yeah, be part of a scene. And then stuff will happen for you. But if you start a band and you think stuff's gonna move, but you're not doing anything around it, you know what I mean? You're not making like sort of like meaningful connections with people and being part of something, then it's not gonna work. You know what I mean? And if it's all fueled by like ego and weird competitiveness, like being competitive is fine, but you want to use that competitiveness to raise everyone up at the same time, not just like for you. So I think if it's fueled by ego, you're not putting anything into the scene that you want to play in, then it's not going to work. So you have to do the opposite of that and be a part of something. And you know, and raise up your mates as well. You know what I mean? And that sort of thing. And that's what's going to help you. And you know what? Saying yes to stuff is fun.
Yeah.
We've like INHUMAN Nature's played some like a bunch of shows that you would be like, what? Like, why?
Yeah.
But I tell you what, it's fun. Say yes to shit all the time.
Yeah.
Just be like, yeah.
Make it work. My serious advice, yeah, I completely concur with Chris. If like going way back to like, if I hadn't said yes to them being like, hey, can you learn the set and hop in the van, I wouldn't be in the band. You absolutely have to say yes to stuff.
We wouldn't be talking right now if you hadn't said yes.
Exactly. Seriously, like, do it. If you want to start a band, just do it. There's no better time. I mean, yes, no one's making any money, and yes, there's like so many bands all playing slightly different iterations of, you know, the same shit. It's all rock and roll, whatever. But like, there's no better time than now. You know, if you can, like Chris says, if you can make those meaningful connections and establish yourself, it can take you to so many places you never would have thought of that you could go. You know, and it's, look, we're all getting squeezed, we're all working shit jobs, we're all broke all the time. It doesn't matter. So go, you know, what's there to lose? You know, go start a band and see where it takes you. You know. Yeah,
exactly. Like, yeah, you never know, and it's fun. You know. Go and do it. Like, what else are you gonna do?
It's the best. Like, every time we're not on tour, like, I'm raging. I'm fucking so bored.
Yeah, I feel like this is the longest we haven't been. I mean, obviously we had to record an album because the reason why we didn't do one for so long is we were always going on tours or doing something. But we haven't.
That's where saying yes.
August.
Yeah, that's where saying yes kind of did hinder us a little bit because we just kept getting offering tours, and we were like, why not? So recording the album got pushed back and back and back.
Yeah,
it worked out.
Yeah. Just do it. I don't know. It's a difficult one. Just do it. Have fun. But also, just, you know, and don't. One thing I always say, and it's what's always worked for me, is like, don't get over the awkwardness of like asking people for help. You know, people really don't like to do that, and I understand it. But like, you know, I booked all our first tours up until, well, after you joined. Yeah. Really, like the tour that you joined when you had a week to learn all the shit. I booked that, and I think that was the last thing I booked for us. And we got an agent approached us after that. That's been going really well. But yeah, like, you know, I was like, yeah, we'll play some UK shows, and then we'll book Europe. I don't know anyone, but I'll go and find them. Like, there's multiple metal scenes everywhere else in the world. Like, go and do it. You know what I mean? I see a lot of bands just, you know, I think bands get frustrated when they're just playing like the same towns especially UK bands playing the same towns over and over again. I'm like, there's other continents you can go to. There's the people like metal everywhere. Like, just go.
Sure, you just have to go to the comments sections and just go, like, maybe 5 comments down. Come to Brazil. Come to Mexico.
I'll go to Brazil. I take the Brazil comment seriously. I'm like, yes, I will come. Can you please book it? Like,
I like it when they're so like hyper specific. They're like, come to San Bernardino, not even like come to America, not even come to the States, just like come to the exact town. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Take us.
Yeah. Like, is there a vegan burger place there? Cool. Like, I'll book us. It's fine. I'll go. Like, I'll play wherever.
Do your own version of the Denny's, just in Toby Carvery. What's up, Toby Carvery?
Oh my god!
That would be sick. We should have done a release show at Toby Carvery. Fuck.
There you go.
Planted the idea.
When we stayed at a Toby Carvery, that was pretty joyous. When I discovered that they were hotels, amazing. No idea. That was a great tour memory. Staying at the Toby Carvery. Like, I didn't tell anyone until we like pulled up, and I was like, surprise. Great times.
Guys, thank you so much for taking the time out your evening to talk to me.
Thank you for having us.
Pleasure. Thank you for having us.
No worries. Catch these guys at the Siege of Limerick the 20th of April, and Greater Than Death is at the 25th of April.
Yeah.